Should now be live. Oh, on restream, I think. I'll check the audio real quick. Audio check. Check the audio real quick. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. There. So confused, YouTube. What are you doing right now? Okay, it's live. There were 2 scheduled streams for a second there. Make sure YouTube's actually up like it's supposed to be. After what happened yesterday on the D&D podcast, I'm nervous. Okay, it's up like it's supposed to be. Good. And Discord message. I'm going to bring the audio down just a little loud in my ears. Up on your end, so you'll hear it pretty well. Okay, so you notice the new camera layout. Again, I'm trying to make it where you can actually see the changes as I paint them. Models. Now there is a new light directly above. So the models should be much easier to see now. I can even bring that light up and we focus it in there. Should hopefully fix that. Still working on the camera from above, but you know, we'll get there. But we have our boys that we've already painted. We're zoomed in pretty good for the sake of being able to actually see what's going on here. But of our boys we've already painted. With things so much closer now, you can actually see a lot of the mistakes that I've. You know, we're getting there. This guy I think actually looks pretty dang good. You know, we're getting there little by little, little by little by little by little. And I can't affect the zoom on the fly. I have that up here, so I can't do that. If we want to zoom out a little bit or to get some bigger angles here, but you know. So that's what we're going for. We're going for this. Up a little bit. We're going for this level of quality with these boys. So we're going to start with this guy. He's going to be our go-to to begin with here. Brush. Got my paper towel to dry it off with over here. And as we have been, we're going to start with the red. I'm using contrast paints, specifically Blood Angels Red here for my successor chapter. There we go. Gonna get a good bit of that here, put it on our palette. Then hopefully now it should be this mic over, and it should be pretty clear now. Alright, it's a little more wet than I meant it to be, but honestly, it's not bad. Because we kind of want to get into all the creases of the helmet anyway. Contrast paint is very good for. Now hopefully you can see a lot better what I'm doing to the model. And I can adjust the focus on the fly. In more here. And actually see what the paint is doing to the model itself. Paint's going to be a little bit shiny as we do it, so that light is going to make it a little bit harder to see, but it should make things easier. Mike is going to have to... Yeah, Mike's going to have to back a little. Get in here like I need to be able to do this. Hopefully I'm not now breathing down your neck. Try to get these smaller details here. Got a little bit of red in the eye there, but it shouldn't be too bad. I think while we do the body, we're gonna down a little. Focus so you don't just see. Yep. Start on the backpack here. Our brush might still be just a little bit wet. I've been painting this black, haven't I? I sure have. Okay, well, we're going to give them a quick coat of red here on the top so that they look the same after we bring the black back over it. But, yeah, that was my mistake. Go in here, and again, this is the Intercessors Kill Team. Brand new. Say brand new. It's not quite as new as it was. Kill Team. Added to the game. Very excited to run them. Love me some Kill Team. I'm not very good at it yet, but I love playing it. And I want to play new Intercessors Kill Team, and I'm painting them in my Blood Angels Successor chapter, known as the Crimson Quietus. Them in the Successor chapter colors. Now, as you can see, this contrast paint, I really like about it is that as I run it over the model, as I just dab it and let it work, it fills in a lot of the crevices. Makes it all look really. I think anyway. I think that helmet looks really nice. Palette. I wound up using a lot of Blood Angels Red because it is the predominant color of these models, you know? Backpack still looks a little glossy, but as you'll see, that will work its way through. Sides here, without messing up areas that we want later. I do want to do the thrusters and stuff in black to get all of this in here. Contrast. See, it looked so glossy before, but now it's settled in. I think it looks like a really nice dark red. Almost a burgundy. Almost. As it dries in, which I think adds a lot to it. Now I have another model here that I use as a reminder of the colors that I painted everywhere. We're going to get this teardrop right here in red. Just like that. Just like that. That's perfect. And I do the shoulder pads on one side of the pauldron red, one side of the pauldron black. They represent my custom successor chapters ideals on the Black Rage, which is a Blood Angels exclusive. Like, I say exclusive like it's a good thing, but the Black Rage is definitely not a good thing. It is something that only afflicts Blood Angels because of the loss of Sanguinius, their Primarch. Affected them on such a deep level that they are forever cursed. The Black Rage, which drives them to madness. And so, really the song to talk about this with, but my Crimson Quietus wear a black pauldron, symbolize how close they all are to the Black Rage. Trying to not get red paint over everything while I move that mic back over here. Alright, so We got the shoulder pad, we got the backpack, we got the helmet. Now we need to get the chest. And this is an area we still need to be careful with because we want to get all of this. Don't want to get edges of the pauldrons because those are going to be gold. Don't want to get the Adler, Eagle, because we want that to be black, because that's the color of my Crimson Quietus one. So we just give a nice little daub there. Come back across the front very carefully. I have a handle that I forgot again in the other room that I'm not going to jump up and go get now. And my hope is that these painting streams can be something that people can, you know, come relax in. And watch and be able to hang out. And honestly, if I can paint models to a decent degree, anybody can. And I hope that this series shows that. I hope that you at home watching this go, hey, he can do it, so can I. Alright, so this guy's going to be kind of a pain to get to some of that with because of where his gun is. We're going to focus on getting his arm right now. We definitely want to not get the gun itself. So very carefully get this there. Very carefully. Right. Tough right here. Getting the fingers without getting the rest of the gun. We got a little bit of red on there, but not a lot. I think I did a pretty good job of being just what I wanted to get there. I think there are a couple spots I missed with the primer. Paint's not sticking quite as well, but that's on me. Learn how to prime better. Again, that's the kind of thing where you just get better as you go, you know? Little by little, you improve and you improve and you improve, and your next model will look better than your last one. That's part of why I love it so much. Because I can see how much I've already improved. And I find that fascinating. Because the models don't just look better, they're getting done faster. I think my first model took me like 2.5 hours. Learn to prime, then you learn to code? Yeah, pretty much. Also, hey, pretty much. You don't learn to prime, you can't learn to walk. Yeah, my first model I think took me like 2.5 hours, and it's terrible. It doesn't look good. Colors are all over the place. Oh no, I've made a tactical error. Okay, I didn't get all of it off, but I got enough off that wasn't paying attention, and I got the edge of the grenade. Thankfully, we'll be going back over it in gray, so now it'll just look like that grenade got some blood on it, but I was able to get the majority of it off. I can mess with the zoom on the fly too. If I need to, I can focus in or zoom in, but hopefully this new view is even better than the last, and it can always go back to the old camera view for bigger models and things like that. Hopefully now you can actually see the stuff I'm doing. Yeah, that first model, I'll show it sometime on stream, because that first model, pretty rough. Missed his thumb before. That's what I really like about this, though, is that I can absolutely see that I am getting better. Real feeling of accomplishment, you know? Alright. So, up is other leg. It's another reason why I like these contrast paints, too. Because once I have an area that I know is all going to be one color, I can pretty much just run the contrast paint and it fills in all the holes. Does all the wash work for me. Apply it liberally. That is not fully on there. I don't know if you saw it start to come off there. That was not glued as well as I thought I had it. That was interesting. Alright, we'll have to be careful of that. Now granted, once it's painted, as long as I don't drop it, that should never be a problem, but oh boy. Assembly 101, make sure you put enough glue. Don't put too much because then it seeps out and burns everything around it, but make sure you put enough. I'm glad that Kill Team is starting to get more popular too, because I feel like Kill Team really is the future of small games in 40K. The amount of money it takes to get into 40K is ridiculous, and the amount of work that somebody that wants to play but has never done it before, like they have to learn to build minis, they have to learn to paint minis, they have to spend all that money to put it all together, hopefully not mess it up, you know? And then after all that, they have to learn an incredibly complicated set of rules. That's why I'm glad that Kill Team is starting to pick up more steam. Because with Kill Team, I mean, yeah, you still have to do all the oh, that's not what I meant to do. Takes about 40K? Yeah. Pretty much. Takes about 40K. It's expensive. But Kill Team is starting to gain a lot of traction. And I think that'll help a lot of people that are trying to get into the hobby. Because you can go from Kill Team, since you can use the same models, go from Kill Team into 40K if you want to. But you don't have to. Very easily play both. But I think like right now, if you want to play Chaos Demons, you're looking at the Chaos Demons box only comes with corn. So if you want to play Corn Demons, you're good. But if not, you got to buy the codex separate, which is $60. Then you got to buy all your stuff in individual boxes, basically, unless you can get some for Age of Sigmar, because they don't make combination boxes for Chaos Demons. And other factions have the same problem. And that's not fun, you know? When you see like Dark Angels have a box and they can just get it put together and you know you're good to go. Or Blood Angels have a box. Even though the Blood Angels box is weird, doesn't really have a lot of units I would recommend using in Blood Angels. But like you can get those boxes and then you can kind of just go. But if you play like I mentioned Chaos Demons, but also if you play Adeptus Mechanicus, play Necrons, there's a lot of units in those that you're probably going to want that don't have any boxes. And God above help you if you decide you want to play anything that still has a Primarch and you want to field that Primarch. Like if you play Thousand Suns and you decide you want to have Magnus. Magnus is like $250 on his own. I can't even imagine trying to paint Magnus. He's huge. It's a really cool looking model, but like, man, that's going to take forever. And it's expensive, and then you got to get the paints for it. You got to get all the supplies to paint with. So, you know, I'm not saying GW needs to just release a bunch of already painted minis for people to buy. I don't think that really fixes the problem, but it's definitely not an easy hobby to get into. And I think the easiest way to fix this, in my mind, my armchair solution, is to release a video game that lets people play simulated 40K. So they can decide for themselves, hey, yeah, I do want to go ahead and play 40K. You know what? We're going to do something unprecedented here. We still have a lot of red on our brush. We got the red done on this guy. We're going to do the red on the sergeant. We're going to get both these minis done tonight. Just so. Brush is going to be very wet, so be very careful. We're going to start with the backpack. Mega Man music to fuel me. I believe we can do it. I believe we can get them both done. Then the Intercessor Kill Team will be done. But no, I think a simulated 40K would allow you to, like, people already play it on Tabletop Simulator, you know? Like, it would let people learn what armies they want to play, let them see what the armies are supposed to look like, let them learn the rules, be able to play even during quarantine and stuff like that. They can't get local games. I understand why they don't, because they make more money if they don't. People will buy an army even if they decide they don't want to play it later. But I think the life of the hobby, it would be a lot better if people had a chance to try out armies before they bought them. And some people have said, well, do it in the game store, but realistically, you have to staff up so much for that to be able to let everybody that wants to try out armies in store. We have to have a bunch more tables, have a bunch more staff, and those staff are going to spend time making sure they have a copy of every army on hand, painted and ready to go, so that people can play them, you know? All right, blood drop time. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Heck yeah, I got just a little bit of red outside of it, but won't super be able to tell, and I think it looks good. Head here, and we're going to be very careful with this head here because we want to put, I want that skull in the middle of the head to be black instead of red. Be very cautious here, which means I pulled it back up closer towards me. Alright, well, we're gonna have to go back over it with black then, because I just got it very red, and I didn't mean to. Get sloppy now, Trey. Use some extra warp lightning in that eye, because I got a little bit too much there. Right. Get some more red on this board. But like I said, it has its pros and cons. I just think that a way to simulate it, even if it doesn't have everything, so that you still have reason for people to want to, like, test stuff, you know? And don't get me wrong, if you have a Games Workshop store near you where you can try stuff out, in store, that would be even better, because then you get to actually like see the models up close. And but even if like you went up to a game store and said, hey man, I'm interested in playing Necrons, I see you come here a lot and you play Necrons, and I play a game with your Necrons, most people are probably going to be like, I don't know that I want you touching my models. You can watch me play a game of Necrons. That's where, again, a simulated version could really come in handy, I think. But I understand why they haven't done it. They make more money by not doing it. All right, let's get the legs. This leg, thankfully, is not falling off. Here's your inlet. And we kind of just wash into all the recesses. But I understand anybody that doesn't want to get into the hobby. It's an expensive hobby. Like building model kits, collecting Kamen Rider stuff, or really anything that has physical media of any kind. It gets expensive. I find it incredibly worth it, but your mileage will 100% vary. And of course I do, because I love the lore, and I get to make my own custom chapter of Space Marines. Like, that's super cool. I have way too much paint right there, and it's pooling on that kneecap. You can see it on the camera. We're going to steal the paint from there to put on the other kneecap. Classical art? Yeah, I mean, it's yeah. Art is always going to be expensive, right? But it's rewarding if you have a taste for it. Classical art is ridiculously expensive. Oh no, I was wrong. This knee pad is also not fully attached. I definitely could have done a better job there. I have to keep that in mind for the next set of intercessors that I build. And because I play Space Marines, it's a lot. I have to build. I have an entire Phobos team that I'm going to have to paint at some point. The stealth units that are all primed and ready to go. Need to be painted. I have so much that needs to be painted. We're going to have a lot of paint streams. That's all I'm saying. Alright, now to get the back of this leg. We should just have the arms to go. This guy. On the red. Go back to our other boy and finish him up. Or we'll probably just switch back and forth between the two, honestly, with our colors. And just doing both at the same time. We're doing great on time, so too hard to alternate. So as you can see, that's really glossy right there. You may say, oh, well, that's going to be a problem because it's going to just pool up there. But because this is contrast paint, it seeps into all the detail work instead of just pooling up, which is why I keep using it. Because it means I can be a little bit more reckless and I can make a couple more mistakes. And the paint will fix it for me. Nice feat. And I know a lot of people say, hey, don't worry about it if you make mistakes. I'm one of those people. But I do want them to look good, you know? So I'm going to try not to make mistakes. But also, better to have them painted and a mistake be made than to not have them painted at all, in my opinion. All right. More arm to go. I'll be very careful here because he's got his comms unit open there, and I don't want to just paint all of that red. I want to paint parts of it red, not all of it. Okay. Fist. Oh, I just realized I missed an entire part of the pauldron here. Yep. And right there too. Yep. Out of the backpack. To that side of the backpack too. Yep. Always finding more stuff I missed though. That is about standard for me. But as long as when you look at it from a distance. Thank you so much, Blunt Alibi. Appreciate that. Pretty happy with how they're turning out. They're the last two members of the kill team to be painted. Back over there. Put inside of the arm here. All right. Now is the hard part. I don't want to paint the entire thing red, but I want to get part of it red. You can see the inside of it there. Last the final parts of Act 2 for CS2. Heck yeah! Heck yeah. Alright, we're going to focus this up here. A lot of small detail there. And I don't want to paint it all. CS2 is such a good game. Finally met Aurelia for the first time? Heck yeah. Aurelia Le Guin is a great character. Alright, I got red where I didn't want it, but I'm going to come back through and put some gray on the inside of that, and I think it's going to make that really pop out there as compared to the whole data pad just being red. Alright, so we're going to put him down for a minute. Go back to our original guy. All starts with 0 arts. Feels, yeah, it's really good. It's really good. I gotta put the focus back too. Yep. Look at all this red off the brush. Once I get another camera, we'll have this view up here. Have a view from overhead looking down on what we're doing. Thankfully, the person that tried to steal our stuff, videos, has not tried again. Probably safe for me to take my thing. Have our logos and everything on screen anyway. Aurelia Le Guin. What a character. Golden Rakshasa. Alright. I'm with red for now. Actually, move red over. Let's go with Aztec yellow. Let's do a gold now. So, my new kitten is still too small right now being here, but at some point, new kitten will 100% start interrupting these streams. And I'm going to have to lock him up for it, but I'm really excited for when he's a little bit older and we'll be able to just like run around in the background, climb chairs and stuff. Because who doesn't love a cat being mischievous? The answer is me. It's going to be me when he's not tearing stuff up and knocking cameras down. I'm going to be the one that doesn't love when cats are mischievous. Cats do as they do, dog owner for life. I'm a dog person, but my girlfriend is not a dog person. She is a cat person. She decided that I had a new cat. I have a new cat. Here you go. Focus. That's right. That's right. Yeah, she rules the roost. I don't blame Rundgren, but it is partially Rundgren's fault because we were at his house when she saw the kitten. But it was out of his control. He's not to blame. That gold trim looks nice. But it is, yeah, that's what it's going for there. The nice gold trim there to offset the red. We got a little bit too much red right here. Bit extra gold there. And then I'm going to put just a little bit on the wings here. They're going to be overshadowed with black, so you're not going to see it, but I'm going to know it's there, and that's what matters. Go. That freehand. Starting to finally get good at freehand. That feels good. All right, let's do the Sergeant. The Nazric yellow, because we're doing both the boys tonight. I missed a spot here with the red. See it now, right here. Looking at her dad was, yeah, that's a pretty good moment. One of those that I, like you, I didn't expect it at all. There was no way to see it coming, but just out of nowhere, bam. You okay? All right. I'm not gonna complain. Right, there we go. Let's get a little bit more Nazric yellow. Brush. Now we're gonna do this in Nazric yellow right here too. It is a very old piece of tech. Thought about doing it originally in snakebite leather, but I kind of want to differentiate between the leather and stuff on him. Really make that guy in there. Edge of that, there we go. Shoulders. Yeah, I definitely missed some spots with this guy when I was priming him. That's making some of this fun because the paint's not wanting to stick. But, you know, we learn these lessons the hard way, and we keep going. I'll probably have to come back through before the next painting stream and do some touch-up on these guys, but that's okay. We're learning. All right, there we go. Doesn't look too bad at all, I don't think. Okay, so we're done with the Nastric Yellow now. Now, we could do... There's a bunch of choices we could do, but I think the right choice is to go ahead and do the black. Because that's our big color next. Then it'll just be touch up. Else. Bring in Black Temple. Got with it. I mean... No, not gonna spoil anything for you. Not gonna spoil anything for you. Cold Steel 2 has some of my favorite, like, big reveal moments in the series, honestly. Back over those wings, we just painted gold with black. And again, for anybody in the comments that's like, well, black's not the color of the shoulder pads for Blood Angels. I know. This is my custom Blood Angels Successor chapter, Crimson Quietus. They have black on a shoulder pad because they've accepted the Black Rage. Once that dries, that's going to look really nice, I think. As on the others. Alright. Yeah, CS2 has some really nice moments to it. I'm also just a big Crow Armbrust fan, so I could be biased about that. We're going to go back over that in red to make that better. We always end the stream with doing some touch-up. Hilarious and humanizing Aurelia, and yeah, the Nord. What is his name? I was trying to think of it earlier when we were talking about Aurelia. Laura literally collapsed. Yeah, yeah. It starts with a W. What is his name, man? It's not Wallace. I think it's Wallace. I don't remember. Honestly, don't. It's gonna bother me, though. It really is. Because I should be able to remember it. I like that guy a lot. I can see his face and hear his voice in my head. Black there on the chest. A little bit on the shoulder just then. Didn't mean to. You can really tell that I missed some spots when I was priming them. Some of these spots, the paint just does not want to stay. But, you know, we live and we learn. Belt buckle in there. William Wallace? Yeah, he's not William Wallace, that's for sure. He is from the Highlands, though. is from the Highlands. I wouldn't look it up though if I was you, Blood Alibi, just in case. I made the mistake of looking up a character to try and remember their name and got spoiled on thing. I'm not saying something specifically happens with it. Is it Bardius? Is it General Bardius? That doesn't start with a W, but I think that might be it. But yeah, I found spoilers because I was trying to look up a character to be like, what was this person's name again? And yeah, that was a fun surprise. All right, we've just about got all the black on this guy. Joints. His name actually is Wallace? Okay. She survived the Google? Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So we've done the black on this guy. We're going to do the black on our sergeant now, who doesn't have a gun in front of his chest and is much easier to see the center of for the sake of getting the eagle. And who hopefully has more primer on him. All right, then we're going to get his belt buckle. Yep. Okay. Need to get his joints. How's the IBO kit doing? We finished it last Friday. And next Friday, we're going to work on Zhao Haodun All Geese 3, the SD. I want to see how long it takes. It took us 3 weeks to do a high grade. So I want to see how long it takes us to do an SD. Which is still a high grade, but you know. Thanks, man. I'm really proud of how he turned out. I think he looks pretty great. Be happy with it. He's actually on the wall behind me, but you can't see it. Really hard to keep this in view and get where I need to get right now on the back. But I think we're going to try. We got black on the actual backpack itself there. Take. But also, this guy is the sergeant. So, I mean, you know. If his stuff is a little charred and burnt, that's just because he's been through fight a couple times. He's seen a few fight phases over the years. Then we get his shoulder pad. And then honestly, like, it's mostly just touch up for the rest of these guys. I know it looks like we still have a lot to go, but it's going to go pretty quick. Going to go pretty quick once we get going. Missed a spot of black right here. That Barbados 6 form was really fun to build. It's really hard to say which one I enjoy more, building Gunpla or painting 40k models. I honestly enjoy building 40k models more than I enjoy doing either of the other two, but it's because of all the options that I have. The 40k model, I get to choose what weapon it has. You know, I get to make the pose myself. The thing that I think Gunpla could probably do more of, but I don't know when it would do it. Like, how would you implement it? Gundam Versus, so many different Gundams. Never catch up, but that's okay. That new SD Gundam game is pretty good, but it has spoilers for every series that's in it. So just keep that in mind if you decide to play it. But I'm enjoying it quite a bit. Okay. I wish I'd done a better job priming these guys. I can see where paint's coming off. Alright, so we're done with the black. We are going to have to come back with the red, but that's okay. I think we do the purity seals next, because they'll be quick. We get those knocked out. Small Trails play against CS2 to play AI Somnian Files. Nice. I've been meaning to play that one myself, and I'm torn between that or East. Right now, I got to finish the games I'm working on for review. I am almost done with SD Gundam Battle Alliance. I was at the final boss fight right before we started this stream. So I'm going to hopefully finish that in the morning. And then after that, I need to finish Digimon Survive still. I still have Final Fantasy Origins, Strangers of Paradise. Still working on Guild Wars 2's Living World Season 3 for review. And then I have game I'm forgetting. The game I'm forgetting, and I don't remember what it is. Oh, Tim Tim. I was challenged by somebody on Twitter to review Tim Tim now that it's finally out. So my digital honor is at stake. I have to. Plus, I like Monster Collection games, so I mean, I'm not against it. I think it's really interesting to have something that was touted to be the Pokemon killer that really isn't that at all, but instead is actually kind of interesting in its own way. Where's my Basilicanum Gray? Not have it over here? Green. Where is my Gray? Oh, knocked it over. Never got into Digimon season. Digimon Survive is really weird too. It's a visual novel that isn't trying to be anything but a visual novel. And it's actually like a really fun story. And my reward for beating all of those games and reviewing them is that I get to buy and play Xenoblade Chronicles 3 for... but Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is a game I've been looking forward to for a long time now. I'm not against that being my reward. I'm actually excited by it. Done here. We want to leave the strap alone because we want to come back and get that later. Careful around the eagle. We don't get that gray. Got the edge of it gray there, but a decent job avoiding it. Colors there. You guys got a grenade stock on it. Some people drill out their barrels. I'm not going to do that. Not because I don't think it's worth it. I mean, it does look really cool when it's done. But because I have like 90 models in the kitchen waiting to be painted. And if I also had to drill them all out before I said they were done, I would never play 40K again. Yeah. I have a problem. I have a problem. Seen a lot of Xenoblade 3 memes. Yeah. I've been avoiding them somehow. Crazy to me how many times somebody's gone, hey, you've already played Xenoblade 3, right? I'm like, nope, no, sure haven't. Please don't say anything more. I have not. Yeah, I have a problem. And like the thing is, my girlfriend, I taught her how to play Kill Team. And so then she says, hey, this is really cool. I like playing this a lot. And I was like, oh, sick. You like playing Kill Team? Well, we should get some more Kill Teams so that you can play some more stuff. And then I didn't stop buying them. Which is my fault. So I have one of practically every kill team now. And sounds like copium. Yeah. But it's cool because at any time I can go, you know what, I feel like playing Necrons today. Basically, my whole point earlier about how 40K needs to have like an option for people to try teams out. Like, they just need to send people to my house to play with me. So they can try them out at my house. Alright, so that's the Basilicanum Grey done on this guy. Have the Basilicanum Grey to do this guy. Then we're actually almost done. After that, we have Snakebite Leather, Warp Lightning, and then Touch Up, and we're done. Touch Up with the red. It really doesn't take long to paint these. I mean, I think I've proven that you can paint 2 minis fully in an hour. Being like relatively cautious, still making mistakes, you know, but not being too cautious. Remember that most of the time your minis aren't going to be viewed like this close all the time. 40K partner, look, I would love for Games Workshop to reach out. I know their partner program is pretty cool. If they want to just say, hey, check it out. And I know there is actually one guy from my local 40K shop, Warhammer 40K store, that watches the podcast on Tuesdays and is waiting and has been waiting for a long time for us to get actual matches on the channel. And that's still coming, don't worry. I don't know if he watches these or not, but I hope he does. So that he can see that I'm still working on getting 40K stuff out here. Gray inside the hand. Also, don't forget, man, when you finish CS2, check out my review on it. See what you think. I'm not just trying to plug myself there. I'm actually really curious what you will think about my review. Get button. There we go. That makes them pop so much more now. Yeah, I think that I've been told I have a weird perspective on the games compared to a lot of people, and I think it's just that, hey, I attach to characters really easily. But no, I do. I like Machias a lot. Machias is a very interesting character who I think is at his worst in CS1. So the fact that I liked him there really surprised me. But alright, now we bring in the Snakebite Leather. This is where we really bring in the details on the boys. And then after that, we hit Warp Lightning for the eyes, finish up the red, and we're done. Alright, we get the pouches. Azure for the first time, they lost their mind in the Lance Maiden fight. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can't. I don't care how much you grinded before. Once you reach the Lance Maiden, you're in trouble. You're not ready. You'll never be ready. Just accept your beating. Accept your beating and say, yes, ma'am. Thank her when she's done. That is a great fight, though. Amen. Man, there's a guy that I follow, a reviewer on Twitter, and he's been working his way through the games. and he absolutely hated Azure. And it boggled my mind because I love Azure. Azure's such a great game. And he just couldn't stand it. But each their own, I guess. Everybody has their own opinion on stuff. Couldn't be me, though. Couldn't be me. Azure's such a great game. He didn't like the final dungeon, and he didn't like, as he put it, any of the story beats at the end. And I'm like, man, those story beats at the end are some of the best ones in the game. That scene in the rain, I'm being vague, of course, for people that are watching that haven't played, but that scene in the rain? Ooh. I hear the music from that scene and I still get choked up now. Alright, so as you can see, it's coming together quite well. Some of the best in the series? I agree. I agree. I'm right there with you. Azure is a great game. And the soundtrack on Azure is intense. Yeah, the same reviewer also didn't love CS1, but at least like CS1, I get why some people don't like it, you know? But Azure? Man. I loved CS1. There's not a Trails game so far that I don't like, but I haven't played Reverie yet. I haven't played Kuro yet, so we'll see, but with snakebite leather. Get the belt here. Definitely see the spots I need to touch up. PS2 feels so much more streamlined. Yeah. Yeah. You got that groundwork, that base laid down in CS1, and that's what lets CS2 feel so smooth. I think my favorite CS1 complaint that I see from people is, well, it takes so long to get going. It's like, yeah, they're introducing the biggest continent we've been in so far in this series. I bet it does take a little while, you know? Because you're not just learning about Reen and the rest of the class, you're also learning about Erebonia itself. Stuff that beforehand you only had passing knowledge on. Alright, there's our snakebite leather done. These boys are almost finished. We need the warp lightning for their eyes, and then I'm going to put just a touch on the chronometer on the Sergeant's waist. Then, it's just touch up red, and our Intercessor Kill Team will be done. Warp lightning. Guys. This we need to be real careful with. I don't need this to spread. Just a dab. A little too much on this guy. You can try and make it up with a little bit of touch of red. We're just boys fighting for the Emperor. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right, and we're going to put just a touch of right there in the middle of the chronometer. Make that pop just a bit more. All right, touch up red time. A little bit of green lightning goes a long way. I only have 2 kill team painted so far, but this series hopefully will help us fix that. Oh no! I forgot this guy's purity seal at the bottom down there. Okay, we'll have to touch that up afterwards. I didn't even realize that I'd forgotten that. Side there that I missed before. And here that I missed before. Get around the edges here. Prime enough. I mostly just don't want any gray left after I'm done here. I want him to shine. Thumb there. Okay. So after we come back and get his purity seal, I think he will be done. We could use a little bit more Nazarick yellow if I'm being picky. 20k SMN. Yeah. There's some good Source Filmmaker stuff on there. Let's finish this guy touch up red. That's one of the reasons why I love the Sons of Sanguinius so much. The Blood Angels. Cursed, but still trying to be honorable. There's some good stuff on there. And of course, you know, who doesn't love getting back at Horus Lupercal every chance you get? Alright, we're pretty much done here. Come back and fix his backpack while we still have red on the brush. Here. I think this guy is... Oh, he needs just a little bit of touch-up yellow as well. Okay. Honestly, they might be able to use just a bit of touch-up black, too. I get picky with them, though. If I'm not careful, I'll just sit here and keep touching them up forever. We'll do a touch-up of each color once, and after that, we'll call them good. Yellow. Just touched up that red. I don't need to then put my hand in it again. Okay, and on Sergeant. I went over that blood drop just then on accident. Okay, it's probably still fine, but I may have to just daub it again just to be safe. Can't forget the purity seal this time. Go. Now let's do just a little bit of touch up black. Not much at all. Smidge, and then we will call them good. Already seeing more red I missed. But my main problem is that I didn't prime these guys as well as I thought I did. Still learning how to prime. And so the paint is coming off. What weapon is he supposed to have? This guy has a heavy bolter. The grenade launcher attachment. This guy has a bolt pistol with a bolter. The one I just grabbed? Yeah. Bolt pistol with a bolter. Thought about going plasma pistol, but I ultimately decided to go bolt pistol because nobody on this kill team has plasma. And I thought it was a nice touch to have them just all standard bolter, you know? We're going to make these guns pop a little bit more by putting some black in the gray for the actual slides of the bolters. They stand out a little more. Not a lot of black, just enough to make them pop a little more out of the rest of the gray. Well, I already have the black here. Should bring these guns pop just a little bit more. All right, final touch up red. I'm gonna do just the little bits here. I'm gonna do the heart or the teardrop, not the heart, and then we're gonna call it. Like I said, otherwise I will just keep redoing everything here. Okay. There we go. All right. It is. It really is. Perfectionism is a problem. Okay, let me move this camera back and zoom it out, and I'll show the entire kill team. Now, you can't take everybody in the same kill team all at the same time, but you get to choose between some of them. So, camera back, raise it up, and then move focus back. Kill team is all of these boys here as the intercessors, with the sergeant leading them, and all of these boys here as the assault intercessors. There's sergeant to lead them right here. I'm about to put them the same distance for the sake of the zoom, aren't I? We'll do this. Where they're all together. And I get to bring just a certain number of each of these guys. But, thank you, sir. I'm pretty happy with them. These are my kill teams. Let's zoom in here a little bit. These are my boys. All gathered together. And the kill team itself will be any choice I make of these guys. I can take one sergeant, one heavy gunner, and then a selection of either assault boys or standard intercessors. Assault boys have chain swords and bolt pistols. That's our Intercessors Kill Team after 3 weeks. It only took 3 hours to paint all of them, and I'm still learning. which means if you at home are interested in getting into painting, please let me know. If you have any questions, I'll answer to the best of my ability. I'm still learning as well. But if I can do it, you absolutely can. And next week, start on Jalha doing Tall Geese 3, the SD version. Our boy here, he's huge compared to this camera. And then the week after that, we'll be back to paint some more. And we're going to work on Thousand Suns. I have my Thousand Suns Sorcerer already painted. But we're going to work on the rest of his team that are not painted yet and need to be the same beautiful blue that he is. So, thanks everybody for coming to hang out. Really appreciate it. As always, I appreciate you coming and hanging out, talking trails with me. And Rundgren, thanks for hanging out as well. And yeah, you too, man. Until next time, I've been Trey. This has been the Full Spectrum. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that painting minis has to offer.